Hey guys, Alex here. I'm broadcasting to you from my room in Surrey. I'm no longer in London. I went to my family's house. It's an unprecedented time. We got coronavirus going down, and I'm trying to be as productive as I can and continue to create these videos for you. And I wanted to sit down with you and have a conversation very quickly about something that's been really helpful for me when it comes to my experience of stress around the things that are happening out there. Many people are worried at the moment with regards to the economy crashing and jobs suffering and money, and obviously the virus infecting us and our families, and being stuck at home and all the things that come with being cooped up and everything else. And a lot of us are feeling the stress, feeling the strain of this new world that we find ourselves in. And I wanted to share with you some ideas that have really helped me in not only handling seemingly stressful circumstances in our lives, like the coronavirus, but all other kinds of seemingly negative things that are happening around us, and how to manage that better and how to have a better emotional experience. And the thing that's helped me tremendously, and this is what I coach a lot of people on and share in other areas and other ways through my writing and so on, is understanding how thought works and how thought interacts with our own emotional experience. So mind, thought, and consciousness interact to create our experience of life. And when you can understand the dynamics that are at play, everything becomes a lot clearer, and we can start seeing that actually the things that are happening out there, like the virus, the impending virus, the people suffering and the economy crashing, all those things are things outside of our own selves. They are circumstances, they are external things happening out there. And what's really been game-changing for me over the years is understanding that the things that are out there, and you've probably heard me say this before, but the things that are out there, outside of your mind, outside of your thinking, those things out there in reality, they have absolutely no ability to influence your emotional experience, your mood, your feelings, whether you're anxious or not. The things out there cannot directly impact how you feel. So if you're feeling stressful, it's not because of the coronavirus. It's because of your interpretation in your mind of what the coronavirus means to you. And we can use various other examples, like, it could be anything that's out there that's seemingly negative. One of the things that comes to mind just intuitively is 9/11. For most of the world, witnessing that happen was extremely stressful and worrying and concerning, but there were a handful of people that might have seen it as a positive. I'm not going to point any fingers, because obviously that's controversial here, but there would have been at the time people that would have looked at that and thought, yeah, that's a positive thing to have happened based on their own interpretation of it. In the same way that you can see something like the coronavirus happening around us and actually see the opportunity in it. I know that in its raw state, just as it is out there, there is a situation unfolding that is leading to deaths, that's leading to troubles, that's leading to struggle. But ultimately, our thoughts are the things that get in the way of what's happening out there in our own emotional experience. So we don't need to have this affect us in a terrible way. We can actually find a way to even be at peace through all of this, despite the troubles that are out there. There are ways to make it a lot easier for ourselves. So this is just something I wanted to share with you, is that we can, when we understand how it is our reaction to our thinking that creates our emotional experience, we realize that we have full control over our emotional experience. We have control. It's not down to what's going on out there. It's not down the fact that there are terrible things being broadcast to us through the news doesn't mean that we need to have a bad experience through all this. We can see the positives, we can rise above it, and we can see things in any way that we want. There are infinite ways that we can see and interpret what's happening around us. Am I getting through? It's been really interesting for me to mull this over as we face a very, very unique environment with this planet. We're all cooped up at home. And yeah, you could see it as a bad thing. You could see it as, oh no, I don't have the opportunity to see friends and go out there and work and create money. But, well, what's wrapped up in this that could be seen as an opportunity? How might you change your thinking in this new world so that your experience changes and you can actually see that there is something to be taken from this that's actually positive. It's all down to how we interpret the things around us. And the only thing that's required of us, really, especially when you're feeling the stress, is to let it go. You don't need to think positive thoughts. You don't need to think in any particular way. You have full control in which you're able to think and interpret things in a positive sense, which is great, but you can also just let it go and allow your own innate wisdom to come up as well through the gaps between your thinking. When you find a still moment in your mind, you can use that as an opportunity. You can just relax and allow wisdom to come up, and you'll find that you might get all the answers you're looking for. That's the power that we have at our disposal. It's the ability to not buy into our thinking and not believe in those unhelpful thoughts and allow them to control us and make us stressed. Rather, let go of them, see them float past, and see what comes up behind those thoughts. And perhaps those ideas that come up behind thoughts create the resourcefulness we're looking for, create the creativity that we're looking for to make the most of this situation. That's what we need. We need to be our most resourceful, creative selves right now. We need to make the most of a situation that is neutral. It's not necessarily a bad situation. Our judgment of it makes it bad. Our judgment of the coronavirus makes it bad, but it's a situation. It's just something that's happening out there that we can either interpret as good or bad and everything in between. And when we realize that it's our own thinking, our own judgments that creates our own experience, we can let go of those judgments and we can allow wisdom to come up from behind those thoughts that we might have been clinging to from before. And it's that wisdom that's going to give us the creativity we need to get through this in a way that's going to lift us up and expand us and help those around us. Hope that makes sense, folks. I just want to make sure that I'm contributing to this whole thing in a way that's useful for you guys. So love to hear your comments, your ideas, whether this makes any sense to you at all or whether you have different opinions on it. Would love to hear from you. And as always, do subscribe, do share this, do like this if this ticked your box. And I will see you in the next video.